How old would you like to live to be? At this point in your life, whoever you are, wherever you are watching me, ask yourself that question. I believe that it's relevant, it's pertinent. How long do you want to live to be? You know, when we were younger, naive, as children, we never really considered death. We never thought that a life would ever end until those perceptions were abruptly put to a stop when someone close to us passed away, a friend, or we witnessed our first visit to the cemetery or to a wake. Then it began to sort of rest upon us that we're not going to be here forever. And I would hope that most of us, as we begin to get older in our 20s, the reality of inevitably dying one day sunk in, that we're not going to be here forever. But as much as lies within you, those of you that are listening to me right now, how long would you actually want to be here? And when I say that or ask that question, I'm talking about with a great quality of life. I'm not talking about someone who's so handicapped to include paralysis. You're laying up in a bed or sitting in a wheelchair, immobile, and no real quality of life. And people have to take care of virtually every aspect of your existence until you pass. I'm talking about being clothed in your right mind, having the ability to communicate or articulate, to think and to make decisions for yourself, to speak, to still recognize your family members and not be riddled with some form of dementia, Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease, and things of this sort. A good or relatively good quality of life, as long as that's what you're dealing with, how long would you want to be here? I ask myself that question on a regular basis now. I don't beat a dead horse. It's not like every single day I think about it. I do think about the value of life every day for the most part. But I'm not paranoid. But I've learned throughout my life experiences to really truly appreciate life as I've gotten older. Up until this present point, I love life. And I think the reason I love life is because I've accumulated some good experiences. Even though we deal with some hardships through this journey, we have some difficulties navigating. We have relationship issues, oftentimes. I'm speaking collectively. We have disease that we deal with as individuals, and then people that we know that are close to us and dear to us, they are affected by disease or some illness that's not simply acute, but chronic even. And we have to deal with those things, to include children sometimes that belong to us. Dealing with just the issues of life from day to day, struggles, trying to survive, trying to find some semblance of happiness and joy, even. But with all of that aside, the most important thing is that we can sort of mentally navigate through all of the experiences that we have that are bad and somehow find some peace, some solace in those things that really matter. Family, for example. Would you like to be here to see your grandchildren grow up, finish school, work their first job, have their first child or family, to even achieve your own personal goals, those things that you have always wished to be, those things that you've always aspired to. I want to be this particular thing one day. I want to achieve this particular goal one day. Or I have a bucket list of things that I want to do before I pass away. Are you still asking yourself the question how long you want to be here? Well, while you're asking yourself the question why you want to be here, that's one question. And how long you want to be here, that's the main question. Outside of those things that we don't have any control over, if by happenstance we die by those means, a stray bullet, drowning accidentally in a car wreck, uh, being poisoned accidentally, something falling off of a building, hitting you in your head and killing you. Things like this, these ordinary things that do happen to people. But dismissing that and looking at those things that we do control in our own lives and about our own lives. The things we put in our bodies, how we think, how we deal with the world, to include our families on a personal level. Those things determine not only your health but your happiness as well. They contribute. They are part of why you will live to be how old you are. Sometimes people can say, well, it's hereditary issues as well, or genetic issues. Sometimes those things do factor in, but I'm still talking about the things that you can control that can extend your life 10 years, 20 years. I'm speaking to you out of concern and out of love. It's not just simply admonition. But I want to tell you this. It would be selfish of you. It would be unfair to your family and those that are dear to you for you to leave here any earlier than you should because of something that you have done to shorten your own life. Let's go on and erase this particular one, the one of suicide. Let's go ahead and deal with that. You know, when an individual considers or contemplates suicide, it's because they have given up. And they feel as though that there is no answer to their issues, or they don't know what the answers to their issues are, or their circumstances. And they feel overwhelmed and they have no other outlet, or don't feel they do, so that they see suicide as a quick and easy way to not have to deal with the realities of the day or of their previous years or even the present year. I'm just overwhelmed. I can't take it. I just want to escape this place, escape my situations. I will say this. It is a lack of understanding. It is a lack of maturity. Oftentimes it's not your fault that you have missed something early on in your life. You could have been shuffled through foster care and orphanages and been separated from your family, or maybe even had not so much of a good family upbringing. And compiling all of those things on top of your shoulders, hardships coming up. So you feel like, I just can't take this anymore. I don't know how to deal with my own issues. You see, some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to prostitution. Primarily women, as an outlet. Because life's too hard. They're not making ends meet because they can't get a job, or they're between jobs, or the job's not paying enough money and they can't provide for themselves and their families oftentimes. So they turn to prostitution. Some people turn to drinking alcohol. The occasional beer turns out to be your daily fix all day long until you fall asleep and the routine starts all over again. Vodka, the mixers, the rum, the Hennessy Blacks, the Bud Light, all of these things, because you can't deal with the issues of life. You can't stand the truth. So you mask your problems with a buzz, with a high, being drunk. But one thing about that trying to escape reality, when you try to pretend that you're strong, one thing about that is that once you're sober, your issues are still there. So what does that tell you? There's something about you that hasn't met up with reality. And you have never really been mature enough to deal with those things. And oftentimes, they're not as bad as you perceive them to be. It's just your perception then. And if no one is around who has had a similar experience or even a worse experience to teach you otherwise, you settle for an outlet, an out, a getaway, an escape from your problems. But more so than not, your problems are all in your head. Now, the question is still here. Do you have children? Do you have a mother and a father that's still living? And if you don't, it doesn't matter, because the point that I'm getting to is still going to be the same regardless at the conclusion of this. Do you have people who care about you and love you? It might be one individual. You may feel as though even there's no one that cares about you and loves you. You may feel that way. But you know what? Even if some of your family might be estranged from you, even if you came up and you don't know certain family members, or you no longer have a mother or father around, or a favorite aunt or a grandparent or whomever, or your children have been separated from you, or you have no children, whatever your situation or your circumstance is, the most important person at the end of the day is you. How do you feel about you? Now, I gave those examples of family members and friends even as perhaps a reason to want to live to a ripe old age, relatively healthy old age, older age. But if that's not your situation and you don't have those people and it's just you, then just you is enough. Not having all of these anchors and all of these people to look up to and to love on you and so forth is no reason for you to give up on yourself. The very fact that you are here and breathing oxygen and the ability to speak, to create, to think and process information is a beautiful thing in and of itself. You must believe that you are important, even when you stand alone. I understand, comprehend existential loneliness. I've experienced that for many, many years. Sometimes we feel like no one can understand us. We cannot express ourselves the way that we want to because we've just gone through so much turmoil and chaos in our lives. And some of us just feel like we want to give up, throw the towel in. It's over, I'm done. But I'm encouraging you today that you have a lot to live for. You really do. The fact that you can listen to me right now, and the fact that you can even process the information that I'm sharing with you right now is good. It's great. I'm just trying to get you to think. How old do you want to live to be? Contribute something to the world, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, what's your contribution to the world? Stop looking at what the world can do for you or what you feel the world owes you. And flip that around and say, what's my contribution to the world? Can I put a smile on someone's face? Can I encourage someone today? Edify someone? Even if you stand alone, you can be that lone ear that somebody seeks out to tell their problems to. You can be an advisor. You can just simply be someone who's there for someone else who's going through a similar situation as you are or have been going through. You just never know. I learned a saying a long time ago, an expression. And I want to share this with you. And I've said it in a couple videos before. I'm going to say it again. What a man, and when I say man, I'm talking about women too, woman. What a man does for himself, he takes to the grave. Talking about that selfish individual. And what a man does for others, he leaves behind. Can you do something for someone today? Because when you can affect someone's life, a child, or another man or woman, when you can affect their life in a positive way, you've done your duty while you were here on planet Earth. So now, in conclusion, I'm asking you the question again. How long do you want to live to be? Outside of all of the emotional baggage that you might be carrying, I've already touched on that. What about taking care of your health physically? Waking up every day being appreciative that you are here because you make a difference not only in your own life, but you can make a difference in other people's lives for the better. Take care of your health. Eat properly. Get your exercise. Stay around like-minded people who are positive in their thought processes. People who are talking negative all of the time about what can't be done and who have no hope and no dreams. Back away from those individuals and stay around those individuals who are trying to achieve something positive in their own lives, either individually or on a grander scale. Listen to motivational tapes. Watch things that are positive. Listen to beautiful music. Go out and see nature because you and I are nature as well. We are alive. Experience the world that God gave all of us for the beauty that it contains. Stop being encapsulated in a city type of mentality where all you see is closed in walls. Go out, smell the roses, as they say. Walk by the river or your lake in your city. Watch the sun rise and even set. Get some fresh air, ride a bike, go to the park. Meet up with good friends, close friends. And if you don't have any, create some. I believe you can do it. If you think you don't have any friends, guess what? Your friend is no further than brother teacher sitting here talking to you. You at least have me. Because I care about you. If no one else does. So now you have no excuse, right? So now we're going to end. How long, providing that you follow all of these positive traits, all of these positive things that I just encourage you to do, taking care of your health, your exercise, and being positive about life and energetic and wanting to start today if you haven't been doing it. How long now would you like to live to be? I'm going to give you my answer. You have your own. I want to live to be as old as I possibly can, still with my faculties, still with my right mind, so that I can still enjoy life and be consciously aware of that enjoyment. And I want to also attach to that the fact that I want to benefit other people's lives while I'm here and not just simply be here for me. I want to see my youngest grandchildren and my son grow to be an adult and to be successful in life, whatever success is to them. I want to see a smile on their faces because they've achieved some greatness in their own individual journey. Whatever their age is, I don't know. I would most definitely love to live to be in my 80s and be relatively healthy. I really want to be 100 and still be able to sit here and talk to you like I am right now. I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful that I'm sitting here in front of you, and in less than a year I'll be 60. I don't feel anywhere near 60. I've never drank, never smoked, never done drugs in my entire life. I've been in the martial arts since I was a child. That's my story. This is not an indictment against anyone who has drank and done all of those other social things and so forth. Not at all. This has just been my journey. The scripture says time and chance happens to all men. We have our own respective journeys and experiences in life. That just happens to be mine. But I'm sitting here, and I never thought I would be sitting here and trying to fathom the fact that I'm going to be 60. I don't look 60. I began to grow gray hair when I was 18 years old. And for the most part, outside of the arthritis that I have, I can outdo most people my age in physical endeavors as far as exercise is concerned, especially in the martial arts. And my students will tell you. And I know most of you believe what I'm saying. But that was my take. That was my expression to you about how long I would love to live to be. Past 80 again. But if I can hit 100, I would love to hit 100. How old would you like to live to be? Now here's the big question before I close. What are the things that you're going to change about your life today that's going to allow you to live to be as old as you want to be? This is Brother Teacher. May the Almighty Creator bless and keep you. May He cause His angels to encamp about you and your family and allow you to experience joy and give you peace in a world of chaos in which we are all experiencing right now. Yahweh loves you, and I love you. You have a beautiful evening or day, wherever you may be. I'll see you in the next video. Please like this video, share this video, and watch it over and over again as you see the need. I'm out. So long.